Hello and welcome to part 4 of the humble overhand knot. So this is another thing you'll come across when you start playing with ropes and knotting. Here's a piece of natural manila rope, and it tends to get frayed at the ends, so you have to do something with that. Modern ropes are normally melted on the end to stop the threads all coming apart, but you can't do that on a natural fibre, so they have to be fixed somehow to stop that happening. And the way that's traditionally done is a way called whipping. Whipping is normally done with a smaller thread, and here we have, I don't know if you can see that, this is a wax thread called whipping twine. So we can take out a piece of whipping twine, or just you could do it with a piece of a smaller string, and I'm going to tie an overhand knot around it. You should know how to do an overhand knot by now. So there is our overhand knot. Pull that really tight, and then what we're going to do, we're going to turn it over. You don't actually have to turn it over, but it makes the point simpler to see. And we tie another overhand knot and make sure that that sits nicely up against the last one. Turn it over again, and basically what we're going to do is we're just going to keep tying overhand knots tightly all the way up to the end. I'm sure you get the idea, so rather than make you watch me do this over and over again, I'll skip to the end. I'm just going to put one last overhand knot in there and put it up really tight. As you see, what we've done there is we've taken it overhand knot by overhand knot, neatly and tightly, closely up against one against the next, to form this whipping. And to finish it, we did that overhand knot going right over left and then under, so we're going to finish it with a reef knot by going left over right and under, and pull that tight. Now what you could do, if you really wanted to be neat, you could take a needle and thread that back underneath the whipping, or more commonly and easier, just cut that off really close to the knot, because you've tied it nice and tightly, it shouldn't come apart. Then you could trim that off there as well if you wanted to. So there we are, there's our bit of whipping, nice and neat and tidy, achieved by tying overhand knots over and over, also known as Westcountry whipping.